How to stop self-blame because of mistakes. Self-blame can be a monster within us that can knock us down. In many cases, self-blame hides itself, and you cannot identify it well. Voices that torment us, voices that multiply the pain of our mistakes. We all make mistakes in life, but the main problem is torturing ourselves. We cannot even think properly in those difficult moments. Feelings of sadness and depression press our throats like chains. If you are in this situation, do not worry. You will be saved too, like me. But how can we turn off this inner blaming voice? There are different methods for turning off the inner blaming voice, and I will present one of the best methods below. Self-blame has different states, one of which is related to past decisions and actions. You have done an action in the past or made a decision that you think was wrong. For this reason, you blame yourself and consider your current situation as a result of that wrong decision or action. You constantly repeat to yourself that you should have made a different decision at that moment. If your inner blaming voice says these things, you can easily use this method and find peace. You imagine that if you had acted differently at that moment, you could have completely changed the situation. Let's imagine that you have a wonderful ability. Imagine that you can go back to that fateful moment and change your decision. At that moment, you can take any decision you want. When you make a different decision, everything would be different from now on, right? Now let's be honest with ourselves. Are you sure that everything would be satisfying in that case? Would everything be positive by making another decision? And would no other negative event happen? The truth is that if you had made any other decision, you would probably blame yourself for other reasons. Let's make everything clearer with an example. Suppose you were in a relationship before and your relationship broke up because of an action or word you said. A few months have passed since this incident, and you still blame yourself for it. You imagine that if you had behaved differently, you would have kept that relationship now, and everything would have been great. Are you sure? Imagine you went back in time and saved your relationship with different decisions. Are you sure you would have been happy in that relationship? Are you sure you would have felt better? Are you sure you wouldn't have blamed yourself for staying in that relationship? Sometimes we blame ourselves so harshly that we forget that all humans have strengths and weaknesses. All human beings have positive and negative qualities. How can it be that all the mistakes and negative qualities are from you? The truth is that you are blaming yourself mercilessly. Of course, it should be noted that harassing people is not justifiable at all. Certainly hurting a person or doing bad to someone is not forgivable and must be compensated. But in many cases, you have really done nothing wrong and you are just blaming yourself. Now that you are familiar with the generalities of the solution, you need to practice. In the first step, you need to write the blaming sentences. By writing, you can identify exactly what you are blaming yourself for. After writing, relax and take a deep breath. Try to look at this issue logically. Then ask from yourself, if I had made other decisions at that moment, would the results be completely positive? In many cases, the answer is, no, I am not sure. Pay attention that you are not going to deceive yourself. You just have to be logical. Any decision can have positive or negative consequences. How can a decision create only positive or only negative results? Now I'm going to blow your mind with the last sentence. There is also a possibility that your current decision has created the most positive results. Think about it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to reach real inner peace and wealth.